let's put a shout out right now. NobleGoldInvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Did you ever think about it? I just saw Colin Plume on a television commercial this afternoon. I did. I saw him on television on a Noble Gold television commercial on Fox News. I said, Heidi, check this out. There he is, Colin Plume, my good buddy. And now he's on Fox News doing commercials for his company, Noble Gold. And this is a young guy. He's got a wife and several kids. I think he's got 4. And he loves our ministry. Thank God for him. Well, anyway, let me just put a shout out for him right now, because Noble Gold Investment is a great company. They're a family-owned company, and they are good Christians, and they love our ministry here at PaulBegleyProphecy.com. Well, did you know that Noble Gold's team of precious metals experts have helped thousands of worried investors like yourself, maybe, to build and preserve wealth through times like these? You see, you need to find out why gold and silver IRAs are the answer to Joe Biden's inflation, migration, taxation, misrepresentation, irritation, frustration. This financial situation. You really do need to find out about this. Talk to the personnel that are at NobleGoldInvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com about precious metals today. Oh, and this month they're giving away this free gift. If you set up a gold or silver IRA worth $20,000 or more, like for instance, roll your 401k in there, or maybe put your savings account in there, or some of it, diversify, they'll give you this 3 ounces of pure silver coin. It's 3 ounces. It's got Thomas Jefferson on the front. It's called the Silver American Virtue Coin. What a beautiful coin. They'll give it to you for free. Just simply pick up the phone tomorrow morning and call Colin Plume at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347, and tell them that Pastor Paul Begley sent you there.
Dozens of people protest outside Maricopa County Election Center. Sheriff highlights security. There was no report of the rowdy 2020 protest at the Maricopa County Election Command Center, and Maricopa County Sheriff Paul Pinzone said his deputies made sure of that on Saturday. About 50 people showed up around noon outside the fence at the elections building near 3rd Avenue and Lincoln Street, which is north of Buckeye Road. Some of the protesters wore ballistic vests and carried guns. Others had American flags and held up signs that said Kerry Lake won, count the votes, and Hobbs is a cheat. Quote, I realize that election integrity is the most important thing to this state, to our nation, and to the world, one protester said. Pinzone said more security was sent out to the area just in case things escalated and the rally got violent. However, everything remained peaceful and ballot counters inside continued doing their job. One person was checked out for heat exhaustion, but no one was hurt, Pinzone said. The protest dispersed after about an hour. A secretive Space Force plane completed its longest mission yet. Loud booms heard in Florida marked the return of the X-37B, the United States Space Force's uncrewed orbital test vehicle, after the secretive space plane's 6th and longest mission yet. After 908 days in orbit, the Boeing vehicle touched down at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida early Saturday morning. NASA conducted a number of experiments during the trip, the Space Force said in a statement. It was also the first X-37B mission to include a service module, which the Space Force described as, quote, a ring attached to the rear of the vehicle, expanding the number of experiments that can be hosted during a mission. Beyond that, not much is known about the X-37B's missions. Officials have released scant information about a few experiments that took place aboard the latest flight. Driver slams into South Los Angeles Carnival, injuring 6 people. An investigation is underway in Los Angeles after a person drove through a street carnival in the city's historic South Central area on Saturday night, injuring 6 people, according to Fox 11 LA. The crash happened around 8:20 p.m. near the intersection of Trinity Street and East Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, the Los Angeles Fire Department tweeted. After driving into the carnival, the driver then fled the scene. Los Angeles Fire Department said all 6 of the victims ranged from 30 years to 50 years old and sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Leaders agree on peace framework for Ethiopia and Tigray. Top military commanders from Ethiopia and its embattled Tigray region have agreed to allow unhindered humanitarian access to the region and form a joint disarmament committee following last week's truce. The commanders, who since Monday have been meeting in the Kenyan capital of Nairobi, signed an agreement Saturday that they said calls for disengagement from all forms of military activities. Both parties have agreed to protect civilians and facilitate the delivery of humanitarian aid to the region of more than 5 million people, according to a copy of the agreement seen by the Associated Press. King Charles leads Remembrance Day service for the first time as British monarch. King Charles III led Remembrance Day commemorations in London on Sunday for the first time as Britain's monarch, laying a newly designed wreath after a 2-minute silence at the Cenotaph War Memorial. Wreath designers said it also paid tribute to the racing colors used by both Queen Elizabeth II and his grandfather King George VI. King Charles, who became king following the death of Queen Elizabeth in September, was joined by other senior members of the royal family, including his son and heir to the throne, Prince William. His wife and Queen Consort Camilla watched from the balcony of a nearby government building. Chief of the Defense Staff, Tony Radakin, said the ceremony to honor Britain's war dead had an, quote, additional poignancy after the loss of the Queen.